Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, what is good, what is good, what is good? Of course you know who I be, Good Doc, Dr. Mike TV, back again, once again. You already know what it is, baby. Instant classic in the making. First time to the channel, guys, make sure you subscribe, notify, do all the good things to make yourself well-versed in the Good Doc's content. Everything you should need to know about me shall be listed in the links in the description area below. This is a different type of video. And I promise you, if another foreign YouTube vlogger has done this one, it hasn't been done in a long time because I haven't seen one. And I owe it all to my audience. I owe it all to you guys for some of the comments that you left in the comment section of one of my previous videos entitled The 6 Things That I Can't Live Without in the Philippines. And today, guys, I wanted to show you guys Doc's survival kit when exploring the Philippines. Like, this is something that I cannot leave the house without. These are things that I cannot leave the house without whenever I'm going out to the mall, whether I'm going out exploring, things like that. I can't leave the house without these things because these are the things that I know that I need. If you'll notice, Doc has this very super sleek strap with him, and I want to introduce you to something that is of sentimental value. My young lady bought this for me for my birthday many moons ago, and about 90 to 95% of the time I do not leave the house without it. This is my Beverly Hills Polo. Try to make sure I can get a full image of it. It's like a strap bag, basically, all right? Got a little thing in the back. I can't leave the house without this. So this is my ultimate survival kit. Almost everything that I need to enjoy my time in the country when I'm out and about is damn near kept in this thing. And today I'm going to show you guys a couple of things that I choose to never leave the house without. And if you guys are going to like this video, make sure you drop a like. Make sure you subscribe because this is about to be the one. Alright, so first things first, man, I'm not going to waste too much of your time, but each of these particular items are chosen for a specific reason, and I promise to give you the reasons why I choose to carry these around with me, whether they are utilized or not. Alright, so first things first, we're going to go into the front part. Alright, and without saying, of course, guys, can't leave the house without my condo keys. You know, gotta have the condo keys. Again, I'm just going to give you everything that's in the bag, alright? So if I ain't got the keys, can't get into my house, right? So can't live without my condo keys. And one thing that I think is going to be the norm of something that I do believe that we do need to start carrying around with us is our COVID vaccination cards. This happens to be mine. I kind of feel like this is nothing more than a placeholder, guys, because this COVID vaccination card would probably be in reference to or substituted for in the Philippines for like your QR code or whatever type of contact tracing they will do for you within the country. For me, you'll need this probably just to get into the country, and hopefully, possibly, potentially, once you're in, maybe you don't need to carry this around too much longer. But if you do, I do recommend getting a copy of it and laminating it. I'm not sure if that's going to be an official document should people ask for it, but it's always good just to have that around to show people that you have been vaccinated if you have been vaccinated, okay? It's always good to have that around. Next thing that has to be in the kit, travel size cologne. My cologne of choice is Polo. More specifically, Polo Black. That's my jam, alright? And like I said, man, when I'm out and about and like when I'm going into places and stuff and I need to touch up, guys, gotta have my cologne, man. I cannot live without my cologne. Alright, so now we're getting into the nitty gritty, the big part. Alright, gotta have my mints, man. Altoids, more specifically. I'm an Altoid obsessive guy. Gotta have Altoids. Any type of peppermints will work, but Altoids, that shit just hits the spot a little differently. Alright? And of course my wallet. See, in the United States, I have a wallet, but my wallet is like for cards. I don't really carry a lot of cash on me. But in the Philippines, since the Philippines is a cash-based country, I got a wallet. Bifold, baby. Got some pesos in there already, man. But if you guys have noticed in my last video when I told you guys specifically never keep all your money in one place, I'll keep maybe, just think of this as 1,000 or something like that. I keep like 1,000 in my pocket, or I'll keep 1,000 in the back part. I'm sorry, can y'all see that? Yeah, the back part, I'll keep like some money in there, and then I'll keep some money in my wallet. That way all my money is not in one particular place. Granted, I know if somebody takes this from me, heaven forbid they try to, I'll lose some money, but I'll at least have money in other locations, okay? So that's what I keep. I gotta have a Bifold wallet. Many of you guys know I do bank in the Philippines as well. I got 2 Philippine bank accounts, so you know, for doing my money laundering and trafficking and stuff like that. Anywho, I also have an expired ACR alien certificate of registration card in here that doesn't mean anything at all. For any of you guys who know, I got my Illuminati ID from my university that I graduated from, and you know, that's just the stuff that I keep in my wallet, man. Like I said, when it comes to the cash, I don't keep all of my cash in one particular location, but you know, you gotta have a wallet or a place where you feel comfortable keeping your cash. All right. Passport, gentlemen. Now, this is an older passport, guys. I'm sorry, but your passport. The thing about the passport is, like I told you guys in the live stream, have your passport card if you can get it. I think that it would be worth it to pay the extra money just to have the passport card as a form of ID. You know, that way you don't have to carry around your physical passport. First and foremost, this thing is big. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to have to worry about walking around with it in your pocket if you don't have a strap bag like this. I know that a lot of people are now starting to wear, you remember the little fanny packs now? People are starting to wear the shoulder strap, or wearing it around their shoulder as opposed to wearing it around their waist now. That seems to be the new style for like the younger generation. But, you know, if you don't have any of that available with you, or you don't feel like carrying like a bag with you like me, my little man person shit, you know what I'm saying? Get you the passport card, man. It's a lot smaller and it still serves the exact same purpose, and trust me, I don't really feel comfortable taking this out of the house. So this is nothing more than a placeholder for anything of like, you know, passport card or any type of identification. I actually have two forms of my driver's license here in the great state of North Kakalaki. So I do have one that doesn't expire until like 2024, so it's still good for now. So I'll carry that one around if I need to as a form of ID, but sometimes they don't take it. I did at one particular time. Let me see if I still have it in here. Yeah, it's still back here. This is an expired Philippines driver's license that I had. I paid for it and everything, but I assume I kept the paperwork in the document, guys. As you guys can see, that's my ugly mug on the front of a Philippines driver's license that I had. I kept the paperwork and the documentation to show that I renewed it. Heaven forbid if I was driving and I got pulled over, you would at least know that I paid for it and, you know, it was actually legit. They just didn't have any of the plastic to be able to update and get me a new one. So, like I said, I do have some forms of Philippines ID, but they're likely not to take that one because that one's expired. Okay? So, like I said, guys, you know, ID, identification, anything that can show you are who you are, up to date, current, make sure you have that. That's important too. So I would say get a passport card if you can. If you're willing to pay the money to get it, get a passport card. Or take a photocopy of your passport. Like I said, when you're going to money changers and stuff like that, I don't think that's going to help you very much. Because, yeah, I just don't feel like that's going to help you much because most of the time they actually need to see the ID to verify. Photocopies aren't really good forms of verified IDs. And, if you were wondering what this yellow thing is here, this is my World Health Organization International Certification of Vaccinations. And it shows that yours truly got his yellow fever shot in 2016. That was back when I was trying to go to Africa with my pops. I don't know how long or how good this thing is good for. Oh, shit, that's dope. It says that this is valid from the life of the person vaccinated. So I no longer need to get my yellow fever shot if I want to go to, you know, Africa and places like that. That's dope. So this is good for the remainder of my life. So they told me. Anyways, that's just what that yellow thing is for. I know I rambled on, but again, some form of ID you need it. All right. Luckily, I have some Philippine forms of ID that will be more than sufficient. Change purse. Man, I do not like my pesos floating around in the bottom of my bag. I gotta have a change purse, man. So that's just a change purse. This usually comes in the form of, we do alcohol, like we do the rubbing alcohol, but when I don't have rubbing alcohol, sanitizer and, you know, hand sanitizer is definitely a good look. I do this for many reasons. Sometimes when I go to restaurants that don't have viable soap and water, or I just don't feel like touching that soap because that soap looked like it may have been touched with some dirty hands, I need some way to clean my hands. Sometimes you may go into the bathroom and there may not be any soap and water at all. Still need to get your hands clean. So always make sure you have alcohol. Like I do rubbing alcohol. We just use, like I said, small size, travel size stuff. This happens to be 75% alcohol, and also if you look at it, this is cool. I got this in the United States. I want you to mind you, but look at the name on it. If I could get the name in there, it says pomelo. Pomelo is a fruit in the Philippines, so that just happens to be one of the most ironic things I've ever seen. It smells just like it. But again, guys, that's what I gotta have, man. Gotta have a way to clean my hands, you know, especially if I'm going to eat. You know, you want to make sure your hands are clean and stuff like that. All right, now another thing that I cannot live without, guys, this baby right here. Y'all don't know how much this baby right here has saved my life. The sweat rag is what we're gonna call it. It's the sweat rag. You have got to have a sweat rag. Sweat rag, sweat rag, sweat rag. To the brother who wrote that in the comment section on the 6 things they can't live without, you hit the nail on the head, ladies and gentlemen, because you should not walk out of your house without a sweat rag, okay? Should not walk out the house without something to dab. You need this bitch right here, okay? You need to have one of these. Sometimes I recommend you get 2 of them. You know what I'm saying? Get 2 if you can. Sweat rag, baby. Something just to keep you from sweating your life out, all right? Gotta have a sweat rag. Got to. If you leave everything else behind, bruh, don't leave your sweat rag behind. Trust me. That'll be the biggest mistake of your life, okay? And also, for me, I gotta have an extra pair. I have to have an extra shirt, all right? When I'm walking around and I know that I'm gonna be walking around and I'm gonna be exploring, I gotta be able to change my shirt. It gets hot, guys, in the Philippines. I should not have to tell you that. And even Filipinos sometimes change their shirts like twice a day. You know what I'm saying? So you should always be able to pack you an extra shirt. Again, like I said, my bag is big enough to where I can slide an extra shirt in there. I also keep a plastic bag so that like whenever I wrap up my shirt that's really sweaty or the one that's wet, I just wrap it up in this plastic. Hopefully I'm not out and about long enough to where that mildew smell starts to sit in because it's been rolled up. But gotta have an extra shirt, guys. If you don't have an extra shirt, you are severely lacking in the Philippines. Trust me. All it takes is for you to go out one time and start exploring, and then you start getting the boob sweat and shit. Your fucking shirt just turned a hot mess in half. Yo, you're gonna wish you had an extra shirt, okay? Gotta have an extra shirt when you're out and about. Whether you use it or not, you gotta have it, alright? Let me see what else we got floating around in here. Oh, this is the last thing, but it's not the last thing. Because again, guys, whatever you can't live without, make sure you leave it in the comment section below. Never leave the house without them, bro. This is just a placeholder, gentlemen. Y'all know what it is, man. But never leave the house without them. You never know when you're going to get lucky, gentlemen. So, you remember how back at high school we used to have these in our wallets and shit? That thing be up in there just collecting dust. We ain't using them. Yeah, nowadays, man, trust me, you never want to leave the house without them. You should know what these are. And if you don't, it's not a pack of chewing gum. It's not a wet wipe. It's not one of them alcohol swabs, bruh. If you know, then you know. You never leave the house without these, okay? You should never leave the house without them. I mean, you can always buy them out in public, but come on, man. If you got them, why you want to pay more for them? You feel me? And gentlemen, I believe that that is absolutely everything that I personally carry with me on a regular basis, all right? Now, every now and again, there may be a shift. There may be some things that I do leave behind or some things that I feel I don't need, but I may actually add a little bit more to the survival kit. But lo and behold, gentlemen, everything that I need, my whole life story, whenever I'm traveling, guys, it can all be held in here. This thing is durable as hell, man. I've had this thing for years. Trust me when I tell you, I've had this thing for years. So 95% of the time, I never leave the house without it. And that's my travel kit, guys. That is my official survival kit while traveling and exploring the Philippines. That's my survival kit. If there's anything that you feel that I missed or anything that you feel I need to bring with me that I may need to add to my own personal kit, if you think it's going to be beneficial, Filipinos as well, please chime in. Leave it in the comment section below, ladies and gentlemen. And with that being said, Good Doc is officially out. At least nako, paalam, which means I am going now. And bye-bye as always. Love you guys. Sincerely do. Mahal kita. Mabuhay. Peace.